2016 campaign. I'm coming to bring you information this morning on this weekend. It is Get Out to Vote weekend. Get excited? Awesome, I love it. This weekend, starting Friday through the Sunday, we're going to be canvassing, phone banking, and really just volunteering, sending Bernie Sanders' message out into the community. I need everyone to grab your smartphones. I'm going to give you a text code so that you can get on our volunteer list. But let me know when you're all ready by screaming, "Feel the burn." Feel the burn. Awesome. So for this weekend, I want you all to text the number 82623. Text the word Virginia spelled out or simply VA, and you will get a response message back on how to get involved in the campaign, how to volunteer this weekend. We know that Senator Sanders has us fired up. We're 50 rows. We're going to make this happen for the Senator. Virginia's going to take it over the top. Just make sure you all volunteer. We have a headquarters office in Norfolk at 547 East Little Creek Road. So, in Norfolk. Alrighty, y'all have an awesome evening. Next, I'm going to bring up the Honorable Delegate Michael Futrell, and he will be introducing the Senator.
Thinking back on my own young political career, and I thought back to 2013 when I ran for the House of Delegates, and I heard everybody say, he can't win. The establishment doesn't want him because they can't control him. We don't know what he's going to do. Nobody of color has ever represented Stafford County. And so that's why I'm so enthused to be a part of this revolution right here. As the establishment put hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars into other races, and we watched them fall one by one, and the one race that happened to win was the young black kid that represented Prince William County and Stafford County. So it touches me to come here today. It touches me to look around and see all of these people, because just like in my races I see in this race, we have a group of people out here who understand that it is not about me, it is not about Senator Sanders, it is not about you individually, but it is about us as a collective. That is what now, hey, you've all heard it, right? But Bernie can't win. I think the polls tell us something different. I had a woman the other day tell me, she said, well, I'm a realist. Can he really get done the things that he says he's going to do? My question was, why can't he? She asked me, she said, well, they're going to block everything that he does. And I said, it doesn't matter who we put in that spot, they're going to attempt to block everything they do. So if I'm going to fight tooth and nail, knock down, drag out fight, it's going to be for something that we want to wake up and believe in. This is about us. This is about the opportunity that we have. This is what a political revolution is. So as I stand here before you today, I want everybody to stand up, lift your voices to the rafters as we introduce our next president of the United States.
was just said. And I will tell you, there are other candidates for president will tell you, and it is a very important point, not necessarily a pleasant point, not something that I feel good about telling you, but it's important that we discuss the truth. We got to deal with reality in America before we can go forward. Here's the simple truth. If I were to tell you, hey, elect me president, turn on the TV, relax, don't worry about anything, I will take care of it all. If I told you that, I would be lying to you. That's not the way it works. No president, this is important, no president, not Bernie Sanders, not anybody else, can effectively deal with the crises, the very, very serious problems we face as a nation, unless there is a political revolution in which millions of people understand that democracy is not a football game. It's not a spectator sport you watch and somebody else doesn't. People in this community where you have such a strong military presence, you understand that people have fought and died to defend American democracy. And guess what? You are that democracy, not somebody else. You are it. So what Michael and Evangeline was saying is simple but true. The only way we change America is when we understand that it is not acceptable that a handful of wealthy campaign contributors, it is not acceptable that corporate America or Wall Street or the corporate media control what goes on in our country. That means we need to radically rethink the way we do politics. You are very, very powerful people when you start flexing your muscles. And that's what we're going to do right now. And that means being smart in every way you can, from the local school board to the presidency of the United States of America. Our job is to make sure that elected officials are listening to the pain of the American people. And if they are not responding, they are going to learn what unemployment is about. Our campaign is probably one of the more unique campaigns in modern American history. We have taken on Wall Street and the financial establishment, and let me tell you, they are getting very, very nervous. All over this country, Virginia, and every place else, we're taking on the entire political establishment who just love the status quo, but yet we have people who say, you know what, status quo is not working so good for us. We started this campaign at 3% in the national polls. We've been closing that gap, and it was actually a poll that came out last week nationally, which had us in the lead. We started 50 points down in Iowa, 30 points down in New Hampshire. Just a few weeks, a month ago, we were way down in Nevada. All over this country, including Virginia, we are closing that gap. And I will tell you why our campaign is drawing large crowds, is gaining momentum all over this country. And the reason is pretty simple. And that is, number one, we are doing something very radical in American politics. We are telling people the truth. That's a very radical idea. You get a lot of trouble for telling the truth, but what the heck. Number two, we are listening the American people. The truth is that there is a lot of pain in this country. There is pain if you're black, if you're white, if you're Latino, if you're Asian American, Native American, man, there's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of pain in this country. It's pain that the media is not going to talk about terribly often. They're worried about political gossip, who's winning today and losing. But our job is to talk about the pain, to talk about the reality of American life, and to determine how we go forward. We are talking and listening to people who are making $9 or $10 an hour. And what they are telling me is, you can't make it on $9 or $10 an hour. Now, you don't see this on TV much, but we are talking to senior citizens who are trying to make it on $11,000, $12,000. You know, put yourself in the place of a senior. When you're 80 or 90 years of age, you know, you need health care, you need prescription drugs, you need to eat well. You can do the arithmetic, but if you're trying to get by on $11,000 or $12,000, you can't do that. And we're listening to those people. All over America, and I'm sure that right here this afternoon, we are listening to young people who say, Bernie, I went to college, I wanted to get a good education, I went to graduate school, now I'm paying off a student debt of $50,000 or $100,000. We are listening to those people, and we do not believe that people should be punished because they wanted a good education. You don't punish. We are listening to women. Women are telling me is, Bernie, it is not right that I am making 79 cents on the dollar compared to a man. And that gap is even wider for women of color. Unacceptable. We are listening very closely about an issue that is an American tragedy, and we're going to have to deal with this tragedy. We're not going to push it under the rug. We are listening to the African American community who are telling us, how does it happen that in this country we have more people in jail than any other country on earth? Disproportionately African American and Latino. We are going to change that. We are listening to the Latino community and others, and other undocumented people who are saying, Bernie, we are tired of living in fear and living in the shadows. We need comprehensive immigration reform and a path forward. So essentially,